Welcome to Advocation X, episode number 42. Time for a newsworthy Canadian broadcast. A special thanks and hello from me, Clyde, and the crew to all of you beautiful thinking people out there. Before we continue, please help further our cause by hitting the like button and subscribing for future content. Become a member and crush that bell while you're at it, so you miss nothing. Huge disclaimer. Ours is an opinion channel, but is based on facts and not the alternative type either. Questions will be answered if you're a subscribed member of this channel. However, suggestions are welcome, including critical analysis. Topics we're going to tackle here and now. Liberal, Trudeau, and conservative, Brashear. Fentanyl. Predictions can go high. Less if. Millions of PPE units. World numbers and Canada's numbers. So let's attempt to unpack this right now. Fentanyl, being one of the most dangerous substances on the street today, should be our number 3 concern in Canada. Being not 2 or 3 or 4 times more potent than heroin, but up to 100 times more potent than heroin. But a tiny little bit of this lethal drug can kill a full-grown adult. It has been shipped to North America from China primarily for years now. Regardless of Canada's motives of importing this substance legally, the fact that it is all over the streets mean we need to tighten our belt or ban the substance altogether. It has taken far too many lives, mostly young lives, who leave behind children, fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters, as well as cousins, aunts and uncles and grandparents everywhere. Not to mention their friends. We are losing our loved ones to this drug, and it needs to stop here and now. So let me move on. Predictions for our super bad cold illness are by some sources going as high as possibly 44,000 deaths before we're out of this thing altogether. Each model has its own projected peak and duration. And pretty much all the way from just under 2,000 to that horrific number mentioned. All numbers quoted on this channel, of course, are subject to change depending on when we tape the episode and when it is published. Numbers may be currently accurate or could be a day or so behind. Some experts are saying the numbers are totally up to us, while other officials are warning that the choice will be taken out of our hands. Whatever the end game is, it will run the course it's meant to run. Everyone should keep a close eye on how this turns out, what laws are enacted during this crisis, and what rights have been removed from your hands before this is over. There is not one single entity to blame either. One thing clearly is certain. Once it touches your family or the people close to you that you love and adore, your attitude and actions will certainly change in that very instant. Let me move on. Millions of PPEs, personal protection equipment. However, not all of the shipment from the USA, from 3M, have been delivered and are still some others on their way. Canada has now brought many business partners into this fight. Amazing how many businesses are stepping up to fill the void, provide frontline workers with all the personal protection equipment that they will need going forward. Both federal and provincial governments are working very hard together to accomplish a positive outcome going forward. Now, let me move on to individuals. As for Liberal leader Justin Trudeau and opposition leader, Conservative leader Brashear, taking time out to visit their families. Wow. I would say, for those of you who support each of these leaders, you should be supportive of their efforts to spend time with their family after going through all this stress. If you're on the opposing team, you should be happy that perhaps they're risking their lives and may no longer oppose an election threat to your particular favored party. Pretty morbid way to look at things, eh? So let's get over ourselves and stop nitpicking at things that really do not matter. We wish them both the best. We hope that they get chances to be with their family safely, and that the end result is we all can smile in the future. So, as for those plans south of our border to reopen the borders, thank God we have more sense up here in the true north than to allow that decision to affect our populations. Thank God some officials and politicians are already sounding the alarms, looking to Prime Minister Trudeau to follow the brilliant lead of those who are. So, as of today, the world numbers total is 2,182,197, with new cases totaling 889 for today alone. The active cases are 1,489,382. The world death toll is 145,521, and the recoveries on these total numbers are 547,295. Now, the cases per million population, which is a good way to measure how we are doing overall. In the world, the cases per million population is 280 cases per million. The deaths per million worldwide is 18.7 worldwide. Now, in contrast, let's look at the numbers for the US of A. The total infected are 677,570. Active infections are 585,445. Those who have become deceased are 34,617, a devastating catastrophe. Those that have recovered are only 57,508. That number needs to increase drastically and really fast. These people need to be going back home. Now, the total per million population in the United States is 2,047 infected per million, which is 7.3 times the world average. Total deaths per million population in the United States is 105, or 5.6 times the world average. Needless to say, something needs to improve in those numbers, and improve quickly. These are people's lives we're talking about. There needs to be steps taken to protect all the people in the US of A. So let's move on to Canada's numbers. Totals infected, 30,106. Active infections, 19,182. Deceased loved ones, family and friends, 1,195. Those fantastically recovered, amazing individuals that have gone home are 9,729. Our total per million population in Canada is 798, or 2.8 times the world average. Our total deaths per million population is 32 per million, or 1.7 times the world average. Canada, we still have work to do. There's no relaxing yet. There's no resting on our laurels. We need to bring these numbers into spec. We need to bring them in perspectives that we can live with. And this, we can't live with. So please leave your respectful comments in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for growing content. Become a member. Crush that bell while you are at it so you miss nothing going forward. Once again, good folks, I must say, never give up and never give in. And remember, keep an open mind, because knowledge is power. So do your research and be powerful. Until next time, thank you for spending time with us here on this channel. Please stay safe and healthy while doing your absolute best to remain as happy as humanly possible.